going on, Anteiku family, and welcome to Anteiku Nation, my home, your home, for all things gaming and all things Cardfight Vanguard Zero. And today, guys, we have a very special guest, a dear friend of mine, RideMyAvatar. In this video, guys, we're going to be going over Set 5 Asia Circuit, the Limit Break format. We're going to be looking at Angel Feather, Gold Paladin, Narukami, and Great Nature. So stay tuned for that, guys, and as always, please hit that like button if you like this video, smash that subscribe button, and click the bell so that you can be notified each and every time that I upload a brand new video. And with all that being said, let's dive right into it. Alright, guys, so it's Anteiku here, and I'm with a good friend of mine, RideMyAvatar. If you want to say hello.
Hello, everybody, especially you guys joining in on my station. You already know me and love me. You want to beat me.
Alright, guys, so today we're going to be going into Booster Set 5 Asia Circuit, aka the Limit Break format. We're going to be discussing Gold Paladin, Narukami, Angel Feather, and Great Nature. And I can't help but feel a little bit biased because it introduces my favorite clan, Gold Paladin.
His boy, Ezel.
Yes, if anybody knows me, that is my baby. I'm super stoked. Oh, cannot wait.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, though, man, which clan are you looking forward to going into Set 5?
Well, of course, the Golds. That's just because none of my clans actually really matter until I see Prisms, but that doesn't see anything until like years down the road.
That is highly unfortunate, and you're so correct on that.
I'm just gonna wait for Neo's like a good little boy and just kick butt with it. But yeah, I'll just play Golds for right now. I mean, I've made it in Standard at the moment, so it's so much fun.
Yeah, Golds are going to be in a good place, man. Especially like even after we get through with like Ezel, like we still have Spectral Duke that becomes a thing for Gold Paladin, where now Ezel's no longer the focus that you want to ride Spectral Duke, and he's kind of Ezel's backup.
Surprisingly not, actually. With Spectral Duke and Ezel, you actually want to flip-flop, basically, from it. So you'll ride Spectral Duke first, clear your board, then go into riding Ezel the next turn to refill the board for pretty much nothing. Swing in, and then re-ride onto Spectral Duke again, just to do the whole restand gimmick.
I got you.
Yeah, so they become like a very good pair to work with each other.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I'll be interested. It's gonna hurt my soul because I don't want to do anything other than like a pure Ezel build, but I'll be willing to give it a go.
Well, you also could just play the Shadows, Spectral Duke.
True.
Which would be terrible there.
No, I'm kind of rooting for somebody to make a deck out of it that's actually legit. I mean, from what I'm seeing, people are saying it's not like a really good deck, I guess, in the Japanese format. But I mean, hey, time will tell.
As long as MLB, Dote, and Shadows are still a thing, Limit Break doesn't actually do anything enough to actually make it matter, because damage control in this game, you can't really control the flow of damage. You can only hope you get the Great 2s in hand to design the flow of damage.
True. That is going to be kind of a learning curve in a sense going into Limit Break, because like you can't just let them take you all the way to 4 and feel safe, because you can kind of, like you said, you can manage the damage like you could in TCG in this game. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, so let's get on to the first slide, shall we?
All right, let's go. If this thing will actually work for me. Okay, there we go. Oops, let's go back. All right, guys, so first up, we're going to be a little biased because this is my favorite card. It's my favorite clan. We're going to be going over...
He's got a raging saluting. He's got it standing there right tall, guys.
Yes, I do. Numero uno. Okay, so we're going to be looking at Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel. It's the grade 3 win con of, in a sense, for Gold Paladin going into this set. Kyle, if you want to start us off, man, just read the ability, and then we'll kind of go over the card and share our opinions of it.
So with our boy Ezel here. He's a limit break 4, counterblast 1 to look at 4 cards of the top from the top of your deck and call a card from among them. Increase this unit's power by the original power of this unit called with this effect until the end of turn. So it gains power. It's nuts. And then you get during your turn, this unit gets 1,000 for each of your rear guards. So again, what's really nice is the limit break 4 is this card can be very much a game finisher for anybody that aggroes you early. So it's very nice.
Yeah, I really like the buff that that they gave Ezel, man. That not only is it a CB1, mind you, now that's actually a huge buff in the fact that before it used to be a CB2, but now you get to check the top 4. Whereas before you could only check the top card, and you kind of like playing Russian roulette, and just hope that you get something good and you can plop it on the board and you can actually use it. But now you have some synergy going on with it that now you can check the top 4, pick the card that you want, plop it down, and then, you know, keep doing the crazy wombo combos with it, man. And it feels really good. Feels really good.
Yeah, and again, after getting cleared out once, now you get to not be cleared out again because you just, oh, look, I just got my board wiped. Just kidding, JK, let's go.
So, yeah, guys, all around, Ezel's going to be a really powerful, very powerful card. He's going to be a lot of fun to play with, so definitely look forward to that. But let's keep this thing moving. Let's go on now to the next Gold Paladin Grade 3 triple rare. We've got the White Hare in the Moon Shadow Pellinore. Now, Kyle, if you want to, just go ahead and break this one down for us, man.
Limit break 4, when this unit attacks, put one of your rear guards on the bottom of your deck to have 2 of your units get +5. K until the end of turn, and when placed from your deck, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, put this Vanguard on as stand and change it to your Vanguard. Then this unit gains +5,000 and a crit until the end of turn, making it a great aggro-ish card, I think. But as much as I like its fundamentals, I just don't see Pellinore doing much outside of his own kind of theory. So it might be really tough for him to see play in Ezel, in my personal opinion, but that's just me.
No, I'm kind of following those lines, man. I originally looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, this thing's the nuts. Like, it actually gains power and a crit now. But the problem is that, like, if you could activate Ezel's ability during the attack phase, and then you can check into him. So that means, like, you get your Vanguard attack off of Ezel, and then you could, check this dude, put him onto the rear guard, and then hop him onto the Vanguard. That would be nuts, dude, because then, you get two Vanguard attacks and one being a crit at that point. But it really kind of makes a question if you want to really just activate it outside of battle and, get a new Vanguard and get the power and a crit. But I guess, it depends on what the situation lends itself to be. But looking at other Gold Paladin units.
Card that can make this viable is Valin. Well, the next card the next triple R will make this card semi-playable in Ezel, but it's still a card that you still have to check on the top in the middle of combat. So this is possible, but it's just very tough to pull this off.
Yeah, it just feels very high rolly at that point.
That's what the golds are, though. High roll deck.
Yep. That is their shtick. You're right. All right, guys. So let's move on to the next one. We have the player of the Holy Bow of Viviane, our grade 2 9K. So Vanguard Rearguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may CB1 to call the top card of your deck, and so therefore you see the old school Gold Paladin ways of only being able to check the top, but she does have a buff in the fact that she is only 1 counterblast, where I believe before she was counterblast 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they actually toned her down and what needed to happen, because if she was counterblast 2 and Ezel was counterblast 2, this deck would never be able to see the play.
Yeah, it would just be way too costly to try and get your combos off, man. It would just be the dumb. But there's not really a whole lot to say about her. Like, you can get combos off. You can get some interesting things going on. It's not going to be consistent because golds were never like exactly consistent. It's like you said, it's very, high rolly in a sense, and you just kind of like roll the dice and hope that it falls in your favor.
No, you're just hoping you hit 20 on top of another 20.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys.
But
No,
Viviane is definitely a 4 of in the deck that you're going to see, so you're going to be hunting Viviane at a playset, and she's going to be useful in coming into Spectral Duke, so you're going to want to hunt her as your number 1 hunt.
yes, that's a very good point. Also, so I mean, like looking at it right now, golds are going to be a wallet deck. They're going to definitely be a wallet deck because that's what 3 triple rares already out of the set. That Pellinore's kind of iffy. But at least 2 of them you're going to want to play set. Yeah, Pellinore is definitely his own deck. I mean, you can try and splash him into Ezel. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily will, but yeah, we'll see what becomes of Pellinore in the future. All right, so moving on, we've got another infamous Gold Paladin unit, Great Silver Wolf Garmore. So, go ahead.
Great Silver Wolf Garmore.
Yeah, if you want to break that one down for us, man, go ahead.
Limit break 4, when it attacks a Vanguard, power +5 until the end of battle, and when placed, counterblast 2 to call a grade 2 or less from your deck. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's Garmore's kind of stick. He was more closer to his Royal Paladin self, because he is an ex-Royal Paladin that survived the massive sealing away during the story. By the way, sorry if that was spoiler, but by now it's technically not spoiler.
Yeah, no, he was definitely more consistent. There was a lot more consistency back in the TCG with Garmore than there was with Ezel. And as a matter of fact, I saw a lot of the people at my shop at locals. They would play the Garmore Bunny Engine, so you would use the Lop Ears and the Dendrains, and you would just plus, man. As soon as you plopped them down, you would just start plussing, and the hand advantage just was like nuts. And it was consistent because it always did what you wanted it to do, because you could always search the exact card that you needed to get the combo off, which was Dendrain, so that you could just start plussing off of it.
Oh yeah, again, that was the major part of that, was just being able to call the grade 2, grade 1 combo, boom, 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 bye. Yeah,
exactly. So I think I would run him as a backup to Ezel over Pellinore, just because he's just solid, dude. Like he's just a solid backup ride if you can't go into Ezel. I mean, hell, he's even solid in his own deck, just built around him if you wanted to do that with the Bunny Engine. So I mean, goals are gonna have some fun with having a variety of decks that you can build out the gate.
Very much true. So let's go on to our next card.
Yep.
So we got, as Speak of the Devil, here's Lop Ear Shooter.
Exactly.
So when placed from deck, discard a card from your hand to look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, call a card. So again, as he was mentioning with the grade 1, you were pretty much playing Garmore to call Lop Ear to call the grade 1 to make the columns.
Yep.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, because I think you were using the Lop Ear, because I got it confused. It was not Dendrain. I think Dendrain's the grade 1, I believe.
Yes,
but you would... Yeah, so you would go into Lop Ear, who would go into Dendrain. That would also net you a card. So you just started plussing, because you drop Garmore down. You got 2 cards on the field, and then you got 1 in your hand. And I mean, you were just doing the thing, man. You're just doing all the craziness.
Discarding a card to call the top 3 to gain the grade 1 you needed. I mean, sometimes you're just flooded with grade 3s in this game, so discarding a grade 3 doesn't hurt as bad. Especially the heals that are just sitting in your hand because they hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, here, I heard you wanted a heal. Not that way.
I heard you like heals. I got you some heals, bro.
Like, I got you. All right, guys. Not much to say else about this card. He's a 9K grade 2 with a cool effect that can just be comboed with. So, yeah, moving on. We've got Mage of Calamity Tripp, which is another 9K grade 2, and there's not a whole lot to say about this, but she is the equivalent of Bellicosity in the fact that she is our countercharger.
You get to unflip a damage. Congratulations!
Because everybody loves a countercharger. Except for Royals.
No, everybody, let's rephrase that. Everyone loves a countercharger that doesn't require you to flip. I mean, to attack and hit something.
True.
That is what we like.
True. Except for Royals, because they're not allowed to have a countercharger whatsoever, apparently. Even though they need one. So, anyway, guys, let's move forward. we've got another Gold Paladin card, Player of the Holy Axe, Nimue. When this attack hits a Vanguard, you may CB1 to call the top card of your deck. And again, it's just that early. I guess you would consider this like an early rush type strategy if you wanted to do that, right?
Yeah, but again, yeah, if you hit the right pieces. So when an attack hits a Vanguard, so yeah, you would hit with this for the 7K. Look at the top and then decide. Well, you would still have. This would be on your grade 2 turn. So if you're going first or anything like that, so this would be a little too weak in my opinion for this card. I feel like it needs something more for it to have been better, just because even though calling and hitting doesn't add up, so
yeah, no.
What's up?
No, I was just gonna say I agree. It's just at that point I think you're just better off running the 8K vanilla. Which I mean, if you're running Ezel, you're gonna have to run the 8K. But it just
you're running the 8K and somebody else that is extremely more important than that.
yeah. It's just that I don't know when you had to hit the Vanguard with a 7K on turn 2 and CB1 to randomly call the top card. I don't know if this card will see much play just because of the restrictions on it and the fact that it is a 7K. I mean, that's not to say you can't plop a booster behind it and still, but it just feels bad. Why would you want to put a grade 1 in the front to just randomly call something that may not even benefit you?
Yeah. So, next card.
Yep, next up
is our Sentinel. Holy Shield Mark. Nothing more special than, your PG.
Yep.
So we can just move on to the next.
Yep, let's just keep going, guys. Okay, now we're going into Narukami. And at this point now we've got Dragonic Kaiser, Vermillion, and Avatar. I'm going to let you take off with this one.
So, let's see how thunderous this dragon can be. So, Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2 to gate. It gets plus 20k and the following ability until the end of turn. This unit battles every unit in your opponent's front row in one attack, which fantastic, because now you don't have to attack the blockers. You just go like, hey, broski, nama. And then when this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 3k until the end of battle. So because it attacks everything, like I said, it doesn't worry about the interceptors.
Now, let me ask you this. And I thought about this question earlier today, so I wanted to ask you. How do you feel about this card versus Dragonic Overlord? Given the fact that it's kind of like it's doing the same thing, because you're still killing the entire front row. This is just doing it in one attack, but it's limited to the fact that it's a Limit Break 4 for only CB2 and still gets like the 5k power. So, I mean, like, how do you feel about that?
It's just... it can be a plus or a minus in any situation. It's tough because you want to see advantage, but you also want to see everything about it. But again, I think this card just does Overlord's ability better because 2 Counterblast is easier to work with than dealing with the fact that you need 3 open Counterblasts and sometimes throwing down a Dragonic Overlord when you only have 2 CB and you're like, I can't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Plus, if you consider the damage manipulators in the clan itself, you can do it early. You can do it as early as what, like 3 damage at that point, instead of waiting until you're at 4 damage just due to the damage.
You can do it at 1.
Remember,
you can instantly do this at 1.
Yeah, that is also the crazy thing. I never thought about that. You were actually right. Yes, you could.
Break enablers bring you up to 4, and you could heal out too, which is funny. Because then your opponent looks at you and goes like, 3 cards go back, and I healed. So, my damage zone is 0. Come at me, bro.
Oh, God. That's going to be fun, dude. that's actually going to be a lot of fun if you can get that off.
Yeah, that's what Ezel does right now. Is its main selling point is that, yay, I'm Limit Break 4, and I get to do everything. Because the problem with Limit Break that I have issue with some cards is the fact that they don't operate in the main phase. It's in the middle of combat, so you want to restand something, Limit Break 4. Oh, I healed. Well, I'm at 3. He's vanilla again.
Yeah, that feels really, really bad. That does. Because the timing for it feels bad, which is why, like, later on, like when we get to Robos, I actually kind of appreciate now the buff that they gave Great Dayusha, because it kind of fixes that a little bit. But
Next card.
Yep, next card. Moving on, we've got Sealed Demon Dragon Dungaren. Now this one's kind of interesting. He does some cool little things, and he is actually our first official once per turn card. At Limit Break 4, you may counterblast 1, put a card at random from your bind zone on the bottom of your deck to retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards, and then when placed, you may bind 2 cards from the top of your deck face up, which is therefore how you get your bind zone going. What's your thoughts on this card, man?
I mean, he's a great backup. I mean, outside of just retiring one of your opponent's front row for 1 counterblast, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's in the middle of the game for, like, again, main phase abilities for Limit Break, fantastic. Middle of combat, you go screw yourself.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. No, I like him. I've always liked Dungaren, and I hope he sees a lot of play, man. Like, he's always been a very interesting card that does some cool things, and I know people are trying to make him work back in the day. True. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about it. Like Avatar said, guys, you're definitely gonna run him as your backup. Moving on, we have Dragonic Deathscythe. That this is basically our Berserk Dragon or Blaster Blade in a sense, because when placed, you CB2 to retire one of your opponent's grade 2 or less. Well, that would be more Berserk Dragonish, because Blaster Blade couldn't do 2 or less. It was 2 or higher.
Yep. With Counterblast 2 to retire one of your opponent's grade 2s or less, it definitely is going to see play. He's immediately a 3 to 4 of, because any deck that can just use that is fantastic. I don't know how well he's going to see play, though. I don't remember the deck list entirely, but it will definitely see some magic, shall we say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you play Berserks and Kagura and you want to play Narukami, then I think you'll see a lot of people play this. Let's see. Let's go forward, guys. So we got Desert Gunner Shiden. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that correctly. Let's see. Vanguard Rearguard Shiden. When placed, one of your opponent's rear guards loses intercept until end of turn. That's interesting, man. What are your thoughts on that?
The intercept thing is fantastic. Perfect. Everything that needs to happen.
It's interesting because it says one of your opponent's rear guards loses intercept. So I guess you get to dictate which one that loses the intercept, which is kind of. I guess you would just select it, and like that card's no longer viable. So if they do have another grade 2, then you have to actually just attack that one grade 2, or if not, then basically he makes you Sealed Dragon Blockade. Then.
Well, again, like just having this on place is just fantastic, because just having it be able to lose intercepts is one major mechanic that I always feel like it needs to happen, because sometimes you just need to make it so that that one pesky little grade 2 is now letting you swing 3 attacks instead of 1.
Right. And this guy allows you to do it. Again, guys, not a whole lot to say here. I think he's definitely going to see plays grade 2, 9K. So yeah. Moving on.
Next is
Yeah, go ahead, man. No. Go ahead.
Demonic Dragon Berserker Garuda. So when an attack hits a Vanguard, countercharge 1. Again, it's the same thing. Everybody's kind of getting a countercharger in Limit Break era because
we need them.
Yeah. Oops.
So yeah, not a whole lot to say here, guys. Probably if you're gonna run it at 3, maybe 4 of, depending on what the deck has room for.
Yep. Rambling Gun Dragon, right?
Yes.
So, when your drive check reveals a grade 3, retire one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards, right?
That is correct. So basically, he is a Goku clone.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have to have a Goku clone.
Yeah. you're using your retired clans and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, again, they don't gain their own personality until later.
Yeah, not until, yeah. But he's cool, though. I can appreciate his artwork. I mean, he's good for the budget player. So, I mean, that's what counts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but he's just going to be in the same boat as Goku, but
Yeah,
whatever.
pretty much. All right, guys, let's move forward. Our good old perfect guard, Wyvern Guard Gold. Not a whole lot to say here. Run it at a 4 of, because it's,
I'm at 0, but
if,
you good luck against MLB.
yeah, if you want to live on the
I
edge.
was like, you might be betting on that L.
Live life dangerously.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're moving out of Narukami and now into an interesting clan, Angel Feather. And to start things off, guys, we got Chief Nurse Shamshiel. So if you want to start us off, man.
When a break, when it attacks, you may put a card from your hand into the damage zone. If you do, add a card from your damage zone to hand. When a card is put from your damage zone, this unit gets plus 2k. So, let me see. Wow, this doesn't specify your turn. So this unit will gain power on top of it. So by the looks of it, it will actually gain power during damage step.
Yes.
So it becomes 17. It can go up higher than that. It could be 22 at one point. So again, it hits magic numbers. But again, as everyone knows about angels, they like to stab you with injections and needles and stuff like that. And they're angels, so be wary of that. Do not trust them.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to this deck just because of the damage manipulation that it does, the power bonuses that you get from, like you said, not only during your turn when you're setting yourself to attack, but when they damage you, so you get an offensive defensive package in this card, and that's really cool for what Angel Feathers do.
Very much so. So, our next card, Love Machine Gun No Seal. So again, everybody knows the No Seal line. It's pretty much a pseudo ride chain in itself, but it's surprisingly very interesting. So one place, you may put a card from your hand into the damage zone. If you do, add a card from your damage zone to hand. So with the cycling ability, guys, very interesting because No Seal is notorious for that. She extends the game longer because grabbing that grade 2 or the PG that went into your damage zone earlier that turn, hey look, it's now in my hand.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It corrects having to ride the wrong grade 3 unit, or better yet, let's just say, depending on the time and place, you could fetch out the right grade 3 that got damaged out, and then you're just sitting pretty at that point. So I mean, it's kind of a really cool mechanic that they have going on.
Yeah, it is very much so.
All right, so moving on, we've got Battle Cupid No Seal. Again, like he said, part of the pseudo ride chain that we have going on here. That rear guard circle, when placed, you may put a card from your hand into your damage zone. If you do, add a card from your damage hand or zone to your hand. So again, we're seeing the exact same ability that the grade 2 has, only in the grade 1, and it's just a lot of interesting combos that you can do with this thing.
So someone at Bushiroad was like, I have to make this No Seal. So do I. Can I just borrow your things but change it slightly? Okay, I'll just make it a grade 2.
Right? I mean, even the artwork's almost identical, just slightly altered, and it just, yeah, all the No Seals all day. If you're playing Angel Feather, guys, you're definitely going to be running, I think you run these out of 4 of, as a matter of fact. I think
pick up the grade 1 at least, definitely.
Yeah.
And then the grade 2 more than likely. So, our next card is Core Memory Armos. So when an attack hits, counterblast 2 to draw a card. So, you get the draw card engine that you need in this deck because even though your damage zone is your second hand, at the same time, you want to be able to have card advantage in your hand.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's a Maiden of Libra clone. I mean, we're getting a lot of now these grade 2 9Ks that on hit use CB2 to draw a card. So, I mean, everybody should be familiar with it at this point. But hand advantage is always really good to be able to, like, dig for those PGs and zeros. So, yeah, I can't say how many you run of her because the lineup for Angel Feather is always very tight because of the Pegasuses and stuff.
Yeah, like you mentioned the Pegasus, and it does so much for so little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, guys, moving on. We have Circular Saw Kirill.
Circular Saw Kirill.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrell. So Limit Break 4, when it attacks a Vanguard, plus 5k until the end of turn, which this card streams budget friendly. So when placed, Counterblast 2 to call a card from your damage zone, put it at the top of your deck into your damage zone. If a face down card was called, turn that card face up. Wait, no. Turn that card you put in your damage zone face down. Jeez, a lot of words in that.
Yeah.
So, if a face down card was called... Wait, what? Okay, so if you choose a face down card, you put the damage face down. If not, you choose to put it face up.
Right.
Got it.
It just basically just slots one in and out for itself in the exact same position. Which is just what they do, man. It's just what Angel Feathers do. They like to manipulate the damage zone and do all kinds of craziness just to get their little combos off, get power bonuses and all that stuff. So, yeah, like you said, guys, it's definitely going to be a budget-friendly grade 3 unit for Angel Feathers. That's what she's always been, pretty much. And she continues that.
Yep.
Now.
Next lovely card is Cosmo Healer.
Or Godiel.
Oh, no. Godiel. So if your soul has Fate Healer Egordio plus 1,000, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, Persona Blast to heal one. Okay. So Egordio, sorry.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Egordio is basically, hey, look, I'm just gonna heal for free. As long makes pretty much you now have a grand total of not 1 heal. I mean 4 heals. You have a total of 8 heals in the deck. So, and especially since it's a ride chain, you're going to have to deal with a lot here.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, even if she damages out into the damage zone the way that you can actually add cards to your hand using the no-shield engine, her Persona Blast might actually be more manageable than some of the other Persona Blasts in the game, because I don't know how I feel about Persona Blast in this game due to grade 3s being triggers and not keeping drive checks and all that. So hers is going to be very interesting. The fact that she can auto-heal seems pretty enticing.
Oh yeah, and especially since if she goes in damage, you're fine. You'll just grab her with the no seal, stuff like that. I think Edgorio's deck is probably the strongest one out of the Angel Feathers out of the gate.
Yes, it most certainly is. Shamshield's more like a very offensive build. This one feels very defensive oriented. And for good reason. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see what people do with this card. And I can't wait to actually play it myself just to have some fun with it.
Oh, of course. Next card.
Medical Gunner Hermiris? Don't know if I'm even pronouncing that. Hermiris. Rear.
Don't ask me. I have a 4th grade reading.
No, you're good, because even I'm like, I'm not sure, but yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Someone in their kid right now, they'll probably be able to read it better than us.
So, Rearguard Circle. When its attack hits a Vanguard, you may counterblast 1 and put this unit to your damage zone to call a card other than Medical Gunner from your damage zone. If a face down card was called, turn this card face down. So basically, it can swap itself out for, another card in whatever position that card was. You just put this one in that same position.
Pretty much. And being able to do that is just fantastic. Just because it creates a multiple attack lines, putting triggers behind the grade 1 now. Hey, look, you fixed the issue. But the word I hate is the tax hits a Vanguard.
Yeah.
This is like the little thing. Remove a Vanguard, and these decks do so much better. I hate that context. Neo's is literally dying because of that.
I agree. I've learned in the current recent days that I'm just like, I don't like this having to hit the Vanguard thing, because it takes away from the potential of the cards to be so much better than what they are. It's a hindrance. It's a huge hindrance.
Yep.
But still, guys, you'll still see people play this. Like, she's not bad. It just, that having to hit the Vanguard just blows. But moving on.
Well, of course, we're just gonna skip over this. We got legs for days, but a little bit of booty-alicious.
Yes.
But, we got our PG.
Yep. Run 4 of it, guys, or run none of it if you want to live life on the edge. Yeah.
You'll get there. I promise you, you don't run PGs.
Don't run PGs.
What is the thing?
All right, so we're going to the last clan of this set, guys, and it's a cool one. It's different. It's Great Nature. So we're going to start off with the grade 3 win con, School Hunter Leopold. Avatar, if you want to take us off on this, man.
So, Limit Break 4, Counterblast 1. To have one of your rear guards gain the following ability into the end turn. When this unit is retired during your end phase, call this same unit to rear guard. A+ on the skill. When this unit attacks, you may have one of your other rear guards gain +4 until the end of turn, and at the end of turn, retire that unit. So, which is fun here, is that you combo off with yourself with Leopold. So basically, Counterblast 1. This grade 2 will now have this ability. Or grade 3. When it retires, it's just going to call itself. I think there's a few cards that have that ability in the middle of it.
Yes, they do. I don't know much to say about Great Nature. I never actually played the clan in the TCG. Unfortunately, it just was never one of those clans that appealed to me. But I do know they do a lot of like power and ability giving to other, like you said, to other cards, and then like they just kind of combo off of each other, and they let you draw cards off of the fact that like you retire others, or you would retire.
Yep. So the next card we're going into,
Guardian of Truth Locks.
So a giant elephant, guys. I don't understand why it's locks. I would have just called it elephant.
It's the Dumbo of Vanguard cards.
Nah.
Garnecia. Huh? I was gonna.
It counts as one.
I was gonna say like Garnecia Elephantis, man, like that old school Yu-Gi-Oh vanilla elephant card. I forget how many he had to sacrifice, either 1 or 2 for it, and its stats were just kind of like I don't know if I want to play it because you had so many other options that you could have used. But like, yeah. That's where my mind's going with that one.
It still has law official locks plus 1,000, so it's a ride chain friendly card. You know, the whole thing. Counterblast 1, Persona Blast to have one of your rear guards get plus 4,000 and a crit until the end of turn. At the end of that battle, retire that unit. So locks is definitely the main focal point of the pretty much of Great Nature on the starting gate. Is he will be your first ride, so that you gain the crit and stuff like that, and then you try to close out the game with Leopold, or vice versa, depending on how you have it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I got a question though. Did he always have the like give a crit? Was that always part of his ability? Because I can't remember.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I never really known Locks himself because, again, Great Nature was just bad.
Yeah.
Most people, Limit Break, you re-rushed in golds were kind of like the head archway. Great Nature never really saw the light of day.
Yeah.
So much later in its lifespan.
Right. Which was unfortunate though. It looks like a cool clan. It's just this. Yeah. Moving on. We have the first double rare. So Compass Lion, Vanguard rear guard. At the end of your turn, you may retire one of your rear guards.
Here's the centric of it. The deck retires so much that it uses the graveyard to call things back, or you just mill yourself out and enjoy. Compass Lion is usually a staple in almost every Great Nature deck from here till the end of time. Until recent years, he was still a staple. Like, he is staple worthy. He still does his gimmick. Because retiring them, they all have effects when they hit the graveyard because of retirement. So either you'll add a grade 3, or you'll add a card you needed, or you'll add this and that, and you fill up your hand and fix your hand. But now, since fixing your hand doesn't really matter because there ain't no guard value, it falls into the wayside.
Agreed. I wish I could add more to it, but I mean, you're just right on all points. And for what I know, I remember it being a huge staple in the clan of the deck as a whole.
Yep.
So moving on, we have Coiling Duckbill, rear guard when.
Praise the Lord, Duckbill.
This card is like one of the most infamous cards for Great Nature. Even if you don't play the deck, everybody knew of this card. So when placed during your main phase, One of your other rear guards gets the following ability, that rear guard. When this unit is retired during your end phase, you may draw a card. So there we start seeing the synergy that Avatar was talking about.
Here's the big thing. It stacks.
Yeah.
So one unit can gain you 4 cards. Congratulations!
All of a sudden, Great Nature's doing OTT things, and they're gaining power in the process. I'm just like, okay, this is what we're doing. Interesting card, guys.
Yep.
You probably run this at a 4 of. Like, I guarantee you run this at like a 4 of.
Oh, he's played in the deck until something better comes along.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's keep going. There's a lot we could talk about this. Like, I feel for certain we could talk for days about this one specific card that we're looking at now.
I mean, you only need 4 of it, right? Or you can take none of it, go live life dangerously. Don't travel alone. You don't need a shield.
Right? Like, no. Who needs perfect guards? What's a perfect guard? We don't.
But who doesn't love a lazy sheep? That's our lazy sheep.
There you go. It's got some like cool little artwork. It's got like little colorful jingle bell looking things around it or something.
Cables.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's be politically correct. Cables.
His name is Cable Sheep.
It's Cable Sheep.
There's cables around him. You're like, oh, fun little things. I'm like, you mean cables?
Yes, the cables. Okay.
Might be cables.
It might. It just might be. All right, guys. So let's see. What up? What's next?
So we got Lamp Camel. When this attack hits, counterblast 2 to draw a card. The cloning they do in this game. Everybody gets one. It's like Spider-Man's web hammocks.
Yep.
Everybody gets one, Peter.
Everybody gets one. There's not much to really say about it. It's the Libra clone. I say Libra because she was the first one to do the whole on hit counterblast 2 draw a card thing. And it's just like they're like, everybody needs to get one of these. Everybody
Gets one.
Yep. All right.
Stampin' Sea Otter. When this unit cannot be retired by effects from card effects. Retiring as cost cannot be prevented. So this card is funny. I don't remember how it works, but it just trolls definitely a lot of things. I remember cards in the day that retire count, even though they're technically being activated as the effect, they still counted as retire, if I remember correctly, with the Otter. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I do know they use this card a lot, like a lot, and it did see a lot of synergy with what the deck is trying to accomplish.
Very much true.
Yeah, it's just not a whole lot really say about it, unfortunately, but it's cool.
It's just an Otter with a stamp.
Yo. All right. So, with all that being said and done, guys, now the way, that's all of our triple and double rares for the set. Real quick, we're just going to kind of skim over our starters real quick. Because with all of the sets, we always get new starters whenever, clans are introduced and stuff. And so, if you want to touch on these, we can. If not, we can kind of like just skim through them or whatever. It's whatever you want to do, man.
Okay, so we got Crimson Love Cab Kirif. If you're playing Ezel, you play him.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Again, if your Vanguard is Knight Brumains, you need to have Gareth and put this unit in the soul with Gareth on the rear to ride 1 Blobzel from the deck. Your opponent's on grade 1, you're on grade 2, now you're on grade 3. Yes, swinging for a whole lot of damage, boys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely a staple in goals as long as you're playing the Ezel engine.
Yep.
All right, moving forward, we've got Blackboard Parrot. So this is Great Nature. Typical Forerunner ability.
Not a pirate. I mean, you get the confusion. I get it. You see a parrot with a pirate, but it's a parrot.
Yeah, I know. It was all I could do not to say pirate just then.
He struggled, and he swings at him.
Yup. So, like, okay, you put this unit into the soul to have one of your rear guards get the following ability until end of turn. When this unit is retired during your end phase, you may draw a card. So, again, guys, we're just seeing that, retire a unit, draw a card, do the combo synergy, which is just what this deck does.
Yep, and that's what you're going to do for days. Draw a card.
Yup.
So, we got Exorcist Mage, Koh Koh. So, Soul Blast 1 to seal the abilities of one of your opponent's rear guards. Already received skills do not disappear. So, I'm going to tell you this right now. This card does not see play.
Nope. You will not use this card. It is terrible. Yeah. But it's cool to look at.
It says rear guard.
Yup. That's about it. Next up we have Hope Child Turiel for Angel Feathers. So put this unit in your soul, put a card from your hand to the damage zone, add a card from the damage zone to your hand. So again, guys, we're seeing that just, damage zone manipulations, doing the thing that the clan does.
As their faithiness and the beautifulness of damage zones.
For sure.
Next card.
Next up.
You have Little Fighter Corn. So, Counter Blast 1, put this unit into soul to activate. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck, put 1 grade 3 or greater into your hand. This is your Royal Paladin, you'll say? He looks really Paladin-ish.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely gold. He's basically your grade 3 searcher. Check top 5 and do the thing.
Everyone has it.
Yup. Moving on, we've got Miracle Feather Nurse, which is the ride chain for Ergodial starter. So when Heavily Injector is ridden, look at the top 7. Put a Cosmo Healer Ergodial or Fate Healer Ergodial into your hand, and when a card other than that the Injector is ridden, then you can call this card. So, you're going back to like what, set 2 and
basically in a nutshell.
Yeah, you just every other ride chain you've ever seen. It's just it does the thing.
It does the thing semi okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Spring Breeze Messenger. So when it attack, it boosted hits Vanguard. Counter Blast 1, put this unit in soul to look at the 3 called a card. Top 3, call a card. So, you have the buddy line here. He's the bunny army.
Yep.
Fascist. So
good stuff. Run him with Garmore and run the bunny engine. Enough said at that point.
The attack of the bunnies. They reproduce too much.
Next up, we've got Acorn Master, again, grade nature. So, Counter Blast 1, put this unit into soul, look at the top 5. Again, your grade 3 searcher, guys. You're just seeing like generic copy, cookie cutter type cards where it's just like we're going to slap this ability onto something else.
Yeah, well, that's just Bushiroad in a nutshell. Then we have Flask Marmoset. So, Counter Blast 2 to have one of your rear grades gain plus 4,000, and at the end of the turn, retire that unit. So, you give it all the power, you either give it to the Otter, and the Otter looks at you and goes like, brah, I ain't going nowhere.
Yup. Enough said about that, guys. All right, next we got Schoolyard Prodigy Locks. So, when Bringer of Knowledge Locks is ridden, look at 7 cards. And I'm not really going to go too much further into that, guys. You already know the shtick at this point. If you're looking at the top 7, yes, it is a ride chain, and that is Great Nature's ride chain because Bushiroad felt the need that everybody, including in Limit Break, needed a ride chain. So,
actual.
Yes.
Now we have Sunshining Angel. At the end of turn, she boosted. Draw a card. Return it with a heal to your deck. Basically, this is your Angel Feather starter.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
That is
Put
it.
A heal back. Let's go.
All day, every day, man.
Yep. So we got Spark Kid Dragoon.
Yep.
So this card is decent, but not very much played. He's your grade 3 searcher. The same song and dance. Ain't nothing special.
Nope. And that is actually the last one to round out the starters for this set.
Really? I thought they also had another starter. I don't know. I might be mistaken.
If they did, I was not aware of it, and I am apologetic, guys, in the fact that I was not aware. We will research that a little bit later on, off video, just in case.
We have to go find out if there's another little dragon about to be revealed, and we're gonna go like, sorry.
I goofed. we goofed. We goofed. Oh man. But
I thought there was one that was like Counterblast. It can retire. It goes in soul, and then it can retire a grade 1 rear.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I think it was Shinshin or something like that.
Yeah, shouldn't you?
Yes,
I thought he was in
he
person.
must have got underneath my radar, so I'm gonna own that one on video real quick, guys. Yes, he is actually right. There is another one. I am not sure where the slide, because I do remember doing a slide for him. I don't know where that one got off to. He was like, "I'm just gonna go sit over here real quick, guys. Don't mind me."
Put him in the corner. Wow!
He was hiding. He was hiding.
It's like the only reason why Narukami actually has an answer to Wingle Brave.
Right? Like the most important starter, and it's like he's not even on here. Like, oops.
He done goofed.
Yeah, that was a major goof. Oopsie.
Thank you,
Oh,
Anteiku, for having me on. As always, it's a great pleasure collabing with you in videos and everything like that. And do definitely support his channel and definitely support mine, guys. Hopefully we can do more amazing collab videos with other YouTubers, and stay tuned for when set 5 does drop. I know I'm gonna be having a special with a few other streamers. We're gonna open up 200 packs together, each one of us, and we're gonna duke it out, whoever pulled the better of the stuff, and we're gonna duke it out and smack people around.
nice. It was a pleasure having you on here, man. It's a pleasure being a part of, a video that's helping you, helping me, and that we can, like you said, collab together and stuff. And I always look forward to these things, man. They're always a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming out and spending some time with me, man. Going over the one booster that I'm definitely looking forward to the most.
I'm glad I was able to help you out in this, and I'm always around to help out. You know that. I always give you advice when I can.
Yeah, for sure. This guy's awesome, dear friend. Please, guys, go check his channel out. That is RideMyAvatar. He is on YouTube and he is on Twitch, guys. Please go check out his channel and show it some love, as well as, hey, hit that like and subscribe button and show this channel some love. Just pass the love all around, guys. The world needs the good vibes.
Remember, everybody, you need to hit that notification little bell to know that we actually uploaded a video.
Exactly.